Hello, and welcome to episode 68. Close that gate of Unqualified Game Chat. I'm your host, Azario Lopez, and with me today is the ever so bold, so beautiful, so bright,
Yes.
brilliant,
Dark, bright. That's me.
Spencer, the legacy.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all getting by.
Feeling good?
Feeling good. I just saw Robocop in a movie theater. How do you not feel good after that?
What's your favorite part of Robocop?
Bitches leave. That's a really funny line. That line makes me laugh every time. That or the montage of him just fucking ruining criminals when he first becomes Robocop.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch him. A, he does a ton of property damage, so it's really funny that he's like the perfect solution when he destroys a gas station and a shop. And B, it's just the perfect one-liners combined with over-the-top violence. I love it. It's such a good movie. They did him so well in Mortal Kombat.
I think my favorite part is like the part where they're gonna face off against that robot, like the T-1000 or something.
Oh,
like
the
that.
ED-209.
209, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just walks down the stairs and it just falls.
And it just falls over.
That's
so good.
It's such brilliant writing.
I said to my friend, it's wild that the director went on to make Showgirls. Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there sex in that movie?
In Showgirls?
No. No, in RoboCop. Was there nudity?
No, there's a lady gets assaulted, but before anything happens, RoboCop shoots the guy in the dick.
Of course he does.
That's as close as I think that's the only. And the one lady kisses RoboCop on the eyeball at the party.
That'll get you an M rating.
They say fuck a few times.
But
this, I think that was before the one fuck per PG-13 rule, because it wasn't like, I think it was like Gremlins and some other movie that made it so like PG-13 was the thing, because there was just like PG and R for a while. I don't know. I wasn't fucking.
Yeah, you don't have to worry yourself with that.
I can see anything I want. I'm 25.
Oh yeah, don't even.
I can see Gremlins 2 all I want.
I just got back from the gym and we decided to record this late, but it wasn't my fault. It's your fault for watching RoboCop.
Because I forgot that I bought tickets for a Wednesday a week and a half ago. But I'm also paying the price because I'm waking up in 7 hours to go to the gym myself.
And you're gonna do it, and you're gonna stick with it.
Couple gym. I haven't missed one yet.
Oh, it gets more boring every day. Just wait.
It's starting to get hot out too, and I walk to and from the gym, so it's bad.
How long's that walk?
40 minutes one way.
That's a walk.
It's a walk.
That is definitely a walk.
It's a lot after a workout, I'll tell you that.
Well, let's get to it then. This podcast is recorded every week, posted to podcast services every Thursday. On the YouTubes, on the Spotify's, the radios, it's all there. Leave us a comment and a rating on those things. It helps.
Tell me you're proud of me for going to the gym. Tell me you're proud of me. Tell me you're proud of me.
Tell Spencer how proud you are of him.
Yes. Tell me how I already look like Miles Teller.
I'm glad we both got rid of the mustache.
I didn't get rid. I just grew everything else.
It just grew. Everything grew into
everything
the mustache.
Else just grew back. Yeah. I'm waiting till I don't have a Honey Boo Boo Mom chin to have the Miles Teller mustache.
I used to tell people to chew a lot of gum, but I read that there's no scientific backing behind that. I was just telling people
to making like your jaw stand out.
Yeah.
My brother told me that once too. I think that's an old wives' tale.
Oh, no,
those old wives lying to us.
Of course, it's the wives.
Of course, it's the old wives.
They have nothing better to do.
They're old wives.
So the day before we recorded last week, Square Enix hosted Final Fantasy VII event, which I would say was the best 10 minutes of event that I've seen. We saw the Capcom one, got a lot of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Saw the Xbox one, got a lot of shooters. Plenty of Nintendo ones. There was a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 stream today, which was
Today, fun.
exciting. It's kind of
I
cool.
can use the Monado with my little Shulk amiibo.
And but this one, I think this one takes the trophy this year.
It does. It does.
So let's just go through.
Yeah.
The announcements. How do you feel now that Final Fantasy VII, what is it? Remake, reintegral is coming to Steam.
Oh,
do you care?
Integrate? I don't care. I played it on PS5.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Steam. It's supported on Steam Deck. Do you care?
Oh, that's cool. I don't have a Steam Deck, but that's cool, and I'm glad more people can play it. I guess. Yeah.
They showed more gameplay from Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. This is that mobile game that includes all the Final Fantasy VII games in some weird
compilation.
It's like a weird, strange iteration though, where they're like bite-sized versions of them. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It looks like
it includes like Before Crisis, the cell phone game. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's some of them have different graphics. Like some of them have like Advent Children looking character designs. So, as much as I've seen this, I don't know if is there microtransactions?
I have no idea. I'm trying to think of where they would put them, because like it's not a gacha game as far as I can tell, and it's not. Maybe they'll do it like Dissidia Opera Omnia and make it so like equipment.
The entire game is said to be completed in 10 chapters.
Okay, so that's like probably like 1 or 2 Before Crisis, 2 Crisis Core, 5. Oh no, that's because Dirge of Cerberus, Advent Children, Before Crisis, Crisis Core 7. That's a lot for 5 chapters or 10 chapters. I don't know.
Was Before Crisis the Vincent game?
No, that's Dirge of Cerberus. Before Crisis was the Japan only phone game in the mid 2000s where you plays the Turks.
I remember that Vincent was a Turk in one of those games though.
Oh, he might be in it as a Turk.
Oh, okay.
But it was that's the game that introduced Cisne, but she didn't have a name yet. She was female Turk.
And
I looked at buying a Japanese phone to play it when I was like
an N-Gage
or less.
Try to N-Gage.
I was like, wow, I have no money because I'm not old enough to have money, but I want to play Before Crisis.
That was me growing up, seeing like the Wonder Swan just hanging around in like some magazines and stuff. I'm like, well, how do I get this? And then I see are like random people with a Neo Geo Pocket, and it's like, where the fuck did you get a Neo Geo Pocket? Like,
it's true. It was so off my radar. Like I knew of it, but I couldn't get it.
And I was so jealous.
I wanted that Wonder Swan Digimon game that was like canon to season 3.
I wanted a Neo Geo Pocket just to play Metal Slug, dude.
Yeah, that does rule. Although at least they're re-releasing all these Neo Geo games now.
Yeah, that's true.
That's cool.
It was just like such a rad piece of tech. It had color screen. It only had 2 buttons, but they made it work.
They made it work.
Game
Boy only had 2 buttons. It's great. So why not Neo Geo?
So Ever Crisis is going to be a retelling of the entire Final Fantasy VII series, and then incorporates all the side stories. I don't know if it's like you pay $20 for it. In the past, when Square Enix first started doing mobile games, they were like
pricing was whack.
Their pricing was insane, but there was no microtransactions. You would buy the games. You would buy Final Fantasy IV, and you could play it. Their pricing was insane, but I just remember that. And then what? Record Keeper came out.
No, I think
for all the one
was all the bravest.
All the bravest.
That's the one that broke them because it sucked ass.
That one sucked. Record Keeper was pretty good, huh?
On the thing to make people jump, and you just paid to spin a wheel to get characters.
Yeah, Record Keeper was okay.
Yeah, Record Keeper I think was one of those games where you pull for equipment. So like you could play chapters based on.
Yeah, I
played it briefly on the train, but that's it.
I never put money into it, but played a lot of it. It was fun. It was something to do while I wasn't paying attention in calc. So
yeah, true.
So I'm excited about this game just as a companion for people to catch up to where I am, so you don't have to go back and play Dirge of Cerberus.
Yeah, Dirge of Cerberus is rough to go back to.
Yeah, but
it has a fun story.
If you play Dirge of Cerberus after Crisis Core, that Genesis ending, it really gets you. It does get you. Yeah. And then they just forget about Genesis.
And then nothing came out taking place after that in the timeline. So
yeah, why would they do that?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole reason for Crisis Core. Okay, Crisis Core happens. Okay, Final Fantasy VII happens. Okay, Dirge of Cerberus happens, and Genesis is still alive.
Genesis says something like, "Our time is coming, brother," and then he flies away and nothing happens. I remember so many people were like, "That's Final Fantasy VII 2 is coming." Never did.
Dude, that ending choked me, dude. There's also an ending in Final Fantasy X too. If you 100% and you get the Titus ending, and I don't want to give it away, but there is an ending with Titus. I don't want to. There is an ending. Can I spoil that? Is that
spoiler alert? Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
So essentially, from what I gather about 10 and 10-2 is that Titus was just a memory, right? And then he's like,
I haven't played 10-2 in years. I don't remember any Titus. I probably didn't even get the good ending anyway. So
I worked my ass off for that ending when I was younger, but I remember being really attracted to like the costume changes.
I bet you were the perfect age.
A horny little boy.
Yeah,
especially there's like this beast outfit, so hot.
I can change their clothes and their powers
like Sailor Moon. They're just like Sailor Moon.
They're like Sailor Moon, but I went on adventures with them in Final Fantasy X. So it's different.
Except for Pain, I never liked Pain.
Riku, Pain,
just this random girl,
goth girl,
the goth girl that wasn't in the first one. Oh, okay, but they make it work anyway. They got a good trailer. You get some gameplay of all the different games and some of the locales that you remember, and Ever Crisis looks kind of cool, I guess.
And you see briefly Cowgirl Tifa, which is
one of the cutest versions of Tifa. One of the cutest versions of Tifa.
When I played Crisis Core when I was 12 or 13, I imagine I felt the same way that you felt about 10-2.
That big old bucket hat of hers, the big old like.
I said, "Holy moly,
hot dog!"
She looks way different than on the PS1.
It's brown. It's a brown little get up, right? Okay, I remember correctly. I never forget.
Into my brain forever.
Yeah. There's also a FMV from Final Fantasy VII where Cloud's like running and like everything's falling into the
at the end.
Yeah, that her boobs are just like like,
yeah. Fond memories.
Just polygon boobs, just bigger than everything.
Bigger than reasonably, even for anime. But gosh, I didn't mind when I was a child.
Oh yes. Okay, so moving on. Aside from Ever Crisis, we have Zach coming back.
Zach is back.
They announced Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. This is a remake of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII for all consoles and PC. I stress that it is I would say it's a remake because they're not using the PSP assets. They're not using the same
they better not change the
voiceover. The only thing I can imagine them changing are the descriptions for some of the missions, because for those who don't know, there are story missions, but a lot of the game is played just through a menu where you choose a mission, like a Monster Hunter type thing.
Kind of, yeah. There's like the hub Shinra building, and then a lot of it you go to a mission, and then
you just keep going back to these various things, and it's like
the console.
Yeah, kill this enemy, kill these enemies, get
There's
here.
A shit ton of side missions that you can do. So.
And there's a description for all of them. I can only
Mhm.
imagine that they're going to update the localization because they recorded a lot of voice dialogue.
I'm sure
People
they'll
don't.
tie it into Remake, some of the little descriptions, so that's like, oh, foreshadowing.
I hope they don't.
I also hope they don't,
I
because
hope that
don't
this.
touch Crisis Core story. Don't
Yeah,
touch it. It's great.
there's some amazing and very like memorable moments between Crisis Core Cloud
Mhm.
and Zach. I say Crisis Core Cloud because Cloud is such a different character.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
explain it, but it's really cool to see
it's really cool to see in this game.
the. I when I was like 13 or 12, I rewatched this scene so many times of when they're on their first mission together and they're climbing the mountain. He's like, where are you from? Nibelheim.
Meanwhile,
Me, Gaga. You know what they say about a place with a Mako reactor? There's nothing else out there. You're like, oh, this is so oh, don't change it. Don't change it.
don't do it. Don't
You
do
already
it.
changed the voice, and I'm not big on it. So don't change that.
Nobody likes the new voice. And I've looked it up. I don't know who's doing it. And
He sounds younger than Cloud.
poor guy.
Poor, yeah, nothing against the guy. He's doing the
Nothing as a
job.
guy.
All
He's
good.
like his big break, in the voice
Yeah.
acting world, and everybody's just like, I don't like it.
Yeah, nothing against the guy. He's doing the job.
He's
Good
doing
on
a
him. He's doing
job.
his best.
He's doing something.
But Rick Gomez was the perfect Zach voice.
Someone's at my door.
Ooh, it's just an anime.
No, it's some girl. I'm gonna
It's
continue talking.
lousy.
It's some person probably trying to sell me a Bible. Huh, you better sell me a hentai Bible. But is that foreshadowing till next episode?
Pull out your little copy of Wild Arms 3 or 5. I forget
Yeah,
which one's rare.
she
Like,
probably
this is my Bible right here.
she probably wants to see if I own Wild Arms 5, huh?
Yeah, you say, bitches leave.
So I'm not gonna cut that out. We're gonna continue.
Perfect.
I want to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, revealed as a PS5 exclusive with a winter 2023 release. So we have about a year and a half left, I'm guessing.
Year and a half.
This is what I'm gonna
working on part 3 too.
This is what I'm gonna say. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake. And now you have all these defenders that are like, it changes Rebirth because Remake is actually just the name because they remade the story. So it's not like they're remaking the game. It's like they're remaking the story. And it's like they had no idea what the fuck they were doing when they called it Final Fantasy VII Remake. I remember when they announced the game as Final Fantasy VII Remake, the directors didn't even know they were working on it.
Yeah, I remember that.
They had all their names up there. He's like, I had no idea this game.
And they like restarted development at one point, because wasn't CyberConnect 2 making it?
I believe they were working on it at some point.
And then they just completely like, my theory is it started as like a straight up remaster remake.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, we got to do something else, which is I don't know what happened, and then I think that's when they decided this is all baseless. This is entirely based on me being an arrogant asshole and assuming I know, but that's what I think happened.
Yeah, there's something. The beginning of this game, no one had any idea what they were doing.
Yeah,
they
fair.
They
this
had
the most requested remake ever.
They had a good foundation though, only from Final Fantasy 15. Yeah. Because this is clearly using a lot of what Final Fantasy 15 was built on. Yeah. And Final Fantasy 15 is a beautiful game, hands down. It's a very pretty game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we can say whatever we want about these naming conventions, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, cool name. And you watch the trailer for it. It shows a bit of the gameplay of Cloud hanging out with Sephiroth, so we're gonna get a little bit of that here.
The flashback, with
now,
the big snake scene, maybe.
As you said, there is going to be a third one, but I want to ask you, Where do you
Yeah.
think this one stops?
I don't even know if it stops at a recognizable, like, I don't know if they're planning to continue Remake's thread of, oh, it's kind of the same story, or if they're just going to go completely off the rails. I have no idea. If they do follow it, I would say Aerith's death is a good cut point, because then you have a little cliffhanger and you can go, oh, I can't wait for the next part. How are they going to deal with that? I never played the original 7, that kind of thing. But I couldn't guess.
You know what? You make a good point.
Mhm.
Let me tell you. Let's talk about fate real quick.
Mhm.
Okay. Cloud knows that Aerith's gonna die, and he tells her that he sees a vision of her
Yeah,
dying
in the trailer, right?
in the trailer. Yeah, he explains this to her. Zach is alive.
I already
Spoilers.
don't like that. I already don't like that.
Zach is alive, so there's gonna be some weird love triangle shit going on here. But I want to say, to your point about Aerith dying, I'm
Mhm.
gonna say it doesn't matter who's alive or what's changed. Her death has to happen.
It has to happen in a meta sense, because wasn't it Sakaguchi's way of, like, artistically processing his mom's death during development? In a meta sense, like, that's an important thing. And then in story, it's one of the most iconic deaths ever. It motivates the party. It's part of why the ending happens the way it does, and it has ramifications for the rest of the compilation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that would be, I think that should not be changed. And I think
And Aerith is a very strong character.
she is. And that's what makes the death so impactful,
Mm-hmm.
is that I'm going to get flack for this, but as much as I like Final Fantasy IV, they play with death a lot in that game. They have character party members die left, right, and center. By the time like Yang's jumping off the airship, I'm like, he'll be back.
Is that's the one where the twins turn to stone
Yeah,
or
the
whatever?
twins turn to stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many fake deaths in that fucking game.
Yeah.
And it's, you stop caring. But with 7, Aerith is a great character. You like her a lot. The whole party likes her. She's important to the world. And then when she dies, it's devastating, even if you know it's coming, because you're like, damn, like, to the character that, like, we've been through so much with is gone. It's like an actual death.
The music, the materia that does nothing is just like bouncing.
It has always stuck with me, Cloud's line after, where he's like, my mouth is dry and I don't know what to do. I can't speak. I don't know what to do with all this anger. It's like, that's how you feel when someone dies. Like, you don't know how to, like, you have a perception change in life. And that scene always stuck with me, as like, wow, that is really, like, that's the best. It's not like an anime like you scream and you run and punch. Like, damn, he's processing that. And if they get rid of that, they're getting rid of one of the most impactful moments in video games, I think.
Yeah, and I think even more impactful if Zach is there this time, and still nothing can be done to save this girl.
That would be an interesting, like, I'm still not, I still think Zach's death is really important to everything.
Oh yeah,
and I think it serves his character so well.
Once Cloud finds out, does he completely change back to how he was in Crisis Core? Because the only reason why he's an asshole is because he feels like he needs to be Zach.
Yeah, he's traumatized. He has Mako poisoning. He watches his mentor and best friend die, and then his friend's last words are like, "You're my living legacy."
Yeah, and he's being haunted by Sephiroth. He's literally being fucking haunted by this guy.
Exactly. It's so meaningful. So, like, I already am not big on, maybe they'll change my mind. I don't see them changing my mind, but you can, in a year and a half, you can go back to this episode and make fun of me when I go, "Oh, that I'm so glad." But I don't see them changing my mind, because it's so, I don't know. Death is a big part of Final Fantasy VII, and it's like the story is about the planet dying. Like, it's all about, a lot of the game is about dying and living, and how you can appreciate life and how you can preserve life, and how death is a natural part of life. So I think fiddling with all these deaths is a little it takes away a little bit from what I find really appealing about 7.
Yeah. I think they should end it at the meteor coming down,
Oh yeah. Very good.
because that's around the time that Cloud is lost to the Mako.
Mhm.
He's inside there, just floating, and I think he comes out of that island or something like that, and they have to go find him.
Yeah, he's in the wheelchair and
So, well,
Tifa's talking to
yeah,
him.
that's a really good part to end. Just maybe like you don't know if he's gonna survive it, but
Mhm.
then again, why is he there? He
If
wouldn't
not,
if not
yeah.
for Aerith. Oh my god.
I think Aerith's death will be the Nexus event in Loki terms of whether or not this continues to be moderately like 7 or if this just becomes a sequel series in a different universe. I think that'll be the decider. The Zack thing is already a pretty big decider, but that'll be the real. I
I
think
really want to know why they decided to bring him back. They didn't need to do that.
they don't. They don't.
It's
And I'm
gonna
saying
be,
I'm saying this as someone who loves Zack. Zack is
yeah. Oh, I
amazing. I
love him.
love Zack.
Oh my god.
Incredible. When they announced him at Birth by Sleep, I screamed. I was so excited to see more Zack.
There's these scenes in Final Fantasy VII when you're playing him as a kid
Mhm.
where Cloud has these flashbacks of Zack, and he's like in line as a soldier, and Zack's like walking up and down the line, and he says something to Cloud.
Yeah.
And years later, they play out that scene in Crisis Core,
Oh, so good.
and my little head just blew
So
up.
good.
It's
Yeah.
so good. It's so fucking good.
I had my friend play Crisis Core before 7 when we were in college, so she didn't know that Zack died, and it was that ending was so heavy for her
Oh, dude, I can watch it right now and cry my
and
freaking
cry
eyes.
when I think her name is Ayaka starts singing "Why." Oh, you think I became a hero? Oh, Angel picks him up. Oh, don't please don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Please,
There's
please.
there's an anime of it too. If you don't want to play the game, watch the
Oh
little
yeah,
anime
Ever
short.
wasn't that called Ever Crisis?
No, Ever Crisis is the
Oh wait,
is
is
the
that
fun
after Crisis?
something.
It was
It's a anime short of just when the Turks or when everyone's hunting down Zack
was after Crisis. I think.
after Crisis.
I think. I'm looking for. No, not Ever Crisis. Why are you suggesting Ever Crisis?
Oh my gosh. Crisis Core anime.
The Last Order.
The Last
The Last
Order. Final Fantasy VII.
I remember watching that. Whew. It's good.
Studio Madhouse did it.
That's crazy.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I have that on the collector's thing of Advent Children. That's cool.
What is Studio Madhouse doing now? Nothing cool. Nothing too cool.
Nothing crazy.
Mm-mm. Yeah, they're not nothing this year. Police in a Pod. Yeah, nothing cool. Well, I mean, that's all we have to talk about, really.
Yeah, really. Listen, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. Crisis Core, very high up there. Very close to my heart, these games. I'm fine if they want to do something different. I don't think they should have called it remake. I think that was a sneaky little trick. But I'm fine with it. But Crisis Core remake, don't change that ending. Make this its own thing. Don't change that ending. I'll be so sour.
Aerith has to die.
Earth has to die. And I'm not saying that because I like her dying as like a she needs to die. It's so important to so many things in and outside the game.
Well, I'm just not looking forward to Aerith and Zack meeting and just having to deal with Cloud being freaking jealous.
Oh, that would suck. That would
Yeah.
suck so much.
But alternatively, the love triangle before was between Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud.
Yeah.
Now there's like a love hexagon or something going on
Ugh.
here.
I'm gonna ignore all that because Sid's coming And that's all I care about.
Sid's
My
coming.
boy Sid Highwind, he's coming.
You like him?
I love Sid.
I would love them to incorporate Red 13 into your party this time around, and not just like.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was just because they didn't want to do it for like 2 hours of the game.
Sorry, I was supposed to end the episode, but there's so much that needs to happen right now. You got to go to Barrett's old town and you got to. Yeah, you got to. Oh my God, you got to do the Chocobo race. How are they gonna do
Golden
that?
Saucer. You got to do the snake scene. Won't really work now because we've seen Sephiroth a million times. So it's not like, oh, who did like. You got to go Costa del Sol.
Yep.
You got to go.
Oh, the like big old gun place where it's like the
Junon Cannon.
Yeah, and then he has
Scarlet fight.
They already did Phoenix, so you're not going to go to the Phoenix thing. They already did the Phoenix game.
True. They go to the Junon Cannon. They got to do the Cosmo Canyon. What else?
Red 13 story where he sees his dad or whatever.
Yeah, Seto. Ooh, yeah, so good. They got to do so much that like there's so much to do. They got to do Nibelheim. They got to do Rocket Town.
Yeah, right. Well, they have to do that. Nibelheim with the Mako reactor dungeon up on top of.
Are they going to include Vincent in this part? They probably should.
I think.
I don't think you should leave Vincent till the last one.
Oh yeah, you should. Plus, I think the last one needs to have all.
They should establish him.
The last one needs to have all the ruby weapons.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. It needs the weapons,
and then it needs all the secret stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Somehow you need to open up that world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think they should bring Cisne back. She's a really good character. B, they should establish a Turk named Vincent and Lucrezia backstory. If you want to leave him, you can leave him playable in part 3. You can put him playable in part 3, but make it so that it's not out of nowhere. Make it so that someone mentioned Lucrezia like Hojo did. Okay.
What's
seeds
in intergrade our intermission? What's the final boss name? He's from Dirge Cerberus.
Nero? No. Was it Nero?
Yeah, I think it is Nero. Like they're already putting together a pretty good roster of like tying all these characters into this world a little better.
Introduced Weiss as the boss.
Weiss, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing a good job. Mm-hmm. They're setting up Vincent, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now you just gotta sneak in Genesis.
Oh.
Sneak in a little Genesis.
People say that you could see Genesis in the eyes of Yuffie when she's like looking at the burning flames. That you could. I don't see it, but people say it.
That sounds fake, but
you also got to go to Wutai. You got to go to Wutai.
Yeah, you got to go to Wutai. Absolutely.
Do all that crap.
So Yuffie still has to meet the party.
Yeah, she hasn't met the party. Yet. She hasn't met him yet.
And they're just getting to calm now, I think. So. Yeah. Anyway,
it's gonna be a lot of fun. We got a lot to look forward to, nerds.
We'll see as we get closer.
I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you next week for episode 69.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Noisy Pixel.